In this problem, we're given that f of t is equal to sine omega t, and we're to show that f of s is equal to omega over s squared plus omega squared. So let's start off with the definition of the Laplace transform. It's the integral from 0 to infinity f of t e to the minus st dt. So let's begin. So we've got the integral from 0 to infinity sine omega t e to the minus st dt. Now let's use Euler's identity, and we can rewrite sine omega t as e to the j omega t minus e to the minus j omega t over 2j times e to the minus st dt. So now we can bring the 2j out front, so we have 1 over 2j times the integral from 0 to infinity of e to the minus s minus j omega t. That's combining these two terms minus e to the minus s plus j omega t dt. So now we're ready to integrate. So when we integrate, we'll have 1 over 2j. We'll get e to the minus s minus j omega t over minus s minus j omega, evaluated from 0 to infinity, and we have a second term here that's minus, and you'll get e to the minus s plus j omega t over minus s plus j omega, evaluated from 0 to infinity. Okay, so now if we go to look, when we plug in here, we're going to e to the minus infinity is 0. Okay, so plugging in our limits, we'll have 1 over 2j. So when we plug in e to the minus infinity, we're going to get 0. When we plug in 0 here, we're going to get 1. So we get minus 1 over minus s minus j omega. Now for the second term, again we're going to get e to the minus infinity is 0. So we get 0 minus 1 over minus s plus j omega. So now we get 1 over 2j, and we get these two minus signs to cancel out, so we got 1 over s minus j omega, and again we got minus signs there, but we get minus 1 over s plus j omega. Now let's get a common denominator so we can combine the terms. So we have s minus j omega, s plus j omega. So this first term here, we have to multiply this through by s plus j omega, and here we have minus s minus j omega. So if we look, the two minus s terms are going to cancel out, so we have 1 over 2j. The two s and minus s cancel out, so we get j2 omega over s squared plus omega squared. And if we look, the j2's cancel out, so we're left with omega over s squared plus omega squared.